Hello, guys, and welcome to the Heritage Agendas Football Podcast. This is now episode number 17. As always, it is Abdiisalah and I together. How we doing, man?
I'm doing well, bro. Good to be back. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Nice little vacation. Good, bro.
Yes,
Tired, but
sir.
we trucking. Another week. This
Yeah.
is what were we on before this year? 8 episodes? 7 episodes? No, more like
Yeah.
10 maybe.
No, less than that, bro. I
Really?
think we only
Oh,
did like 6 or 7.
so we're
Yeah.
cooking right now. We're like
Yeah.
more this year already in October than like last year the whole
Exactly.
year.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. We're staying
So I'm very, very proud of us, man.
I agree. I agree. But this was the best week for us. The most talking
Mm-hmm.
points when we have the best club competition in the world, the Champions League
Absolutely.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how is it?
I think last year Arsenal weren't in it, and I didn't want to talk to you about the Champions League every week and not be in it. But
And we would
it's
always.
okay.
I think we'd record on Thursday so we could talk about the Europa League.
Astaghfirullah.
It's
I
okay.
have nothing to say to that
It's
at
okay.
all.
Hopefully, you will not be there for a while.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. But we'll kind of kick things right off, and while we're on the topic of Arsenal, we can start with your team.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I did not get to catch this game live, but I did see. I did watch the extended highlights, and not to expose myself, but I'm assuming you probably watched the whole game.
I did. Don't worry.
Uh,
I watched it for us.
okay, great.
Um I thought it was a very like just professional win. I thought it was just another like a away game in Europe. It was tough, especially the last like 10-15 minutes when we conceded a goal like I think around the 70 minute mark, and then we were just under attack as they were looking to equalize. But I thought everybody played well. Declan Rice was incredible again. Gabriel Martinelli scored his first
First
goal
UCL
and his
goal.
first UCL goal on his debut. But even I thought Gabriel Jesus by far our best attacking player. His versatility, his just he plays everywhere on the pitch, especially for the first goal where he caught the ball right above the halfway line and just with the turn and everything and the pass directly right in between two defenders to Gabriel Martinelli for the goal. But to me, the best player on the pitch yesterday was Tomiyasu. I thought he was absolutely like sensational. He didn't put a foot down wrong. But it's just after the loss, especially after a shitty result over the weekend. I just wanted to see a very unified result. I hope leading to a win, and we got that. They took care of business, especially Sevilla, who were coming off a really good result against Real Madrid, especially with their down season. It could have gone wrong so many ways, but it didn't. I think Arsenal just handled themselves well.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of you said. With a lot of what you said, I think you like your point about like the away game in Europe, like kind of encapsulates,
Yeah.
especially for Sevilla,
Mm-hmm.
who's struggling in the league. So they more likely than not will not be in Europe next year unless they find a way to win a competition like last year.
Yep.
But yeah, tough way to win. And this Arsenal team, they find a way to win, which is uh what you expect, even when they're not at their best. I thought they were good. I thought Tomiyasu put in a great shift at left back, and Martinelli and Jesus scoring is great.
Yeah, this not being at your best and still winning, I don't know how long that can continue as these games keep coming. Obviously, FA Cup and League Cup are starting up and soon within the next few months. I think just attacking wise, we are so side to side. It's ridiculous. Especially our midfield with Odegaard just being, I don't know what is wrong with him, but he's been so bad the last few weeks, especially against Chelsea, and then especially yesterday against Sevilla, or 2 days ago against Sevilla. So I don't know what's up with him. I have no excuses for him other than he needs to tighten up and just play better. But we have no creativity. We're not creating any chances, especially in the league. We created a few chances against against Sevilla. But and he's the guy we look at for that. He's not creating any chances, not making just not doing anything. He's just doing a lot of cardio, a lot of running around. So he needs to get it together, especially as the captain of this club.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. I still think the big issue for me with Arsenal is they just need that pure number nine. It's the one thing they're missing. They're
You
not easy
think
to
you think
find.
you think Tony fits that? You think Tony would cover that up or no?
That's a good question. Is he that type of player for you? He's already like that established 2020 legal goal scorer consistent.
I would not take Tony at my club.
I
I
think
at
he's
least
good, but I just don't think
I think he's a
he's
great
that.
player. I think
I
he's a
mean,
great player,
they're
but
not easy to find, but like you need like a Lewandowski, Kane, one of those like pure finishers.
yeah.
Maybe it's yeah, I don't know. They're hard to
I
find.
if I would take any striker in the world right now, I like not any obviously, but available strikers, it would probably be Vlahovic. I think he's just a
Vlahovic is
very
great, great name.
is great. And he fits everything that we would want, especially as a just a like Jesus's greatest fault is his finishing skills, and that's something Vlahovic would solve. But I don't think shilling out 60, 70 million pounds for, especially in a January transfer window, for Tony, I don't think that like I think it'll get us better, but I think in the terms of in the long term, and then like I think today I saw rumors that Real Madrid and another club were looking at Gabriel Jesus. You know, I don't
Well, they were
that
gonna
that
get
is
him
you
the
were, yeah,
year
with the
the
visa
year
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean he's
So
versatile. He's versatile, which is good.
mhm.
I think at Real Madrid his role would be very different. Like for Arsenal, he's kind of a like they don't really use him like this, but he's top of the line on his own, has to score. I think
Yeah,
with Real Madrid it'd be different, but they need like a they just need that goal scorer that you're struggling. He just goes and gets you two goals and wins the game.
absolutely. And I don't think Tony is that. I think Tony is he's a great striker, but in terms of what his greatest season was last year, I think he scored 16, 17 prem goals. Gabriel Jesus had 13 last year. I don't think that's 60 million pounds. I don't think it's worth that much
What do you
to
think of
overhaul a
like
squad.
Osimhen? Like maybe Osimhen,
Um, I think Osimhen is obviously he's a great player, but I think he's too expensive. That's my only issue.
150.
Especially with Napoli and just how they do business is just you're not you're giving them to 150 or they're not talking to you at all.
Yeah, his
Um,
release calls are bust for him, 100%.
exactly. So anybody, I would take Osimhen as well. I think he's a great finisher. I think he's especially he's a physical presence, which is what I would like, which Vlahovic is. But I think Vlahovic is just the cheapest option, and I think he has a higher upside than Tony and Osimhen.
That's fair. Oh, higher
Yeah,
upside than Osimhen.
yeah. I think Vlahovic is incredible,
Ooh, he's a
bro. I
great
wish we
player.
got him two
How old
years
is he?
ago so
23?
badly. He's 23, 24. I think he's the same age as Holland. Same age as Holland.
Let me look. He's 23. He's 23.
Absolutely. He's incredible. If you put the right pieces around him, which Juve have failed to do, and he's still scoring, but he's an incredible player.
He's playing in Allegri ball, so you got to give him like 10 more goals if he goes to a team.
The Allegri tax is crazy, bro.
Man,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
the thing. At least Simeone, like he's gotten stuff out of his strikers, but
Yeah.
Allegri tax is crazy. No one goes there and just dominates statistic wise.
No, I remember was Ronaldo there
His first year, his first
first
year was
season, right?
Allegri, yep.
Yeah. So
And Dybala was great under Allegri too, but
yeah, but see Dybala like last year I thought was like he had moments, you know, especially against Barca in the Champions League and stuff like that with Allegri. But there were just moments at the end. He was just a young player performing here or there. I don't
that's
think he's
true.
put a full season together fully where he had like 20 and 10 or something like that. Um,
2015, that the Champions League final
that
year,
was a champion
that
when
one.
he single
20,
handedly took
2017,
out.
2017.
Yeah,
That
he's
team was special.
Dybala's a oh my God.
That's
Was that the Tottenham year where they came back against Tottenham? That was 2018, I think.
That was 2018.
2018.
2015 was the diamond. That's one of my favorite teams ever. It was the four-man diamond with Marquisio, Vidal, Pirlo, and Pogba. Oh,
Oh,
that was a
yeah, you talk
great
about that a
team.
lot.
I love that. That was one of my probably the favorite, my most favorite Italian team that I've watched. Like
That was when they
overall.
had those pink jerseys. That was the 2015,
Yeah,
twenty
dude.
sixteen Oh,
That was when
what a team,
Dybala was still
man.
at Palermo that year, and then I forgot who they had leading the line in 2015. Morata. I remember now because
Baby Morata.
they beat Real Madrid in the semifinal.
Yeah. But I think they lost back-to-back UCL finals.
2-3.
2-3. They
Yeah,
lost to Barca and Madrid, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
The Madrid year they had that team was great too. To be fair,
Yeah.
that was a
That
great
was more of
team.
a defensive side though. They weren't as that was after.
That was just Higuain. That no Mandzukic and Dybala just and the rest were just back.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
That was
no.
the Allegri ball we know.
Juve have fallen off so crazy, bro. They're not even a topic of discussion in world football now. It's
The thing is, they
crazy.
like had that disgusting phase in like the early 2000s or the early
Yeah.
2010s, and then they like ascended fast. The thing is, they're just broke. The problem with all these clubs is they can't even spend. They're so broke.
Poverty, man. What can you do?
They need to start the Super League or do something about this because the only teams who can spend right now are the Prem clubs.
Yep. And Saudi, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. Even La Liga's struggling, man.
La Liga is the worst, I think, from all of them.
Yeah.
But
But
we'll move from Arsenal
mhm.
uh to we'll talk about United. Why not?
Yeah.
That was
What a day for them.
well, to be fair, we do meme him a lot, but Maguire the last couple of weeks has been great,
Yeah.
which is funny. Uh, somehow, bro, they United. Okay, they won the game. Fair enough. I don't want to have some disgusting agenda, but they just make like easy things look so hard.
They make things so hard, especially in a game when they had to save a penalty to win, you know? It's just
At home
I
against
remember
Copenhagen.
Maguire came out, I think like during the international break, he came out and said that like the last like 17, 18 games that he's played, they've won, right? Like 16 out of 17 or 17 out of 18, something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
And I didn't look it up, but I just like looked into it and it was true, you know?
Yeah.
So the guy when he plays, like nonetheless, it's like they're playing against FA Cup teams or Euro League Cup teams, all that stuff. But when he plays, they win. So for him and Onana to like combine, Harry Kane scored the goal and Onana saved the penalty, especially in a season where they've been struggling for form, struggling to produce anything, especially anything that they can build on. I thought this was a great moment for those two, especially Onana was a highly touted keeper coming into the season, and his stock has plummeted completely and nobody rates him anymore. And Maguire was an 80 million pound player, you know,
Yep.
and his stock is completely on the floor, but he's somebody that stayed and has fought for his place in the team. And I'm glad it's paying off for those two. Obviously we're not United fans, but as you know, I just look at it from just the human aspect of it. I think Harry Maguire and Onana had
They
deserved
deserve
those
a break.
moments. Yeah.
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 I agree 100%. And uh, you said it well. They make easy things look hard. It's a good win. The system they used was pretty interesting. The double pivot. Scott McTominay has been
Yeah.
really, really good. Uh,
Absolutely.
and
And then it's I saw they have not led at halftime in 5 straight matches. And then barely squeaking out a win, and then Man City coming this weekend. I think they needed that for morale. So just something to just gear up for this big game
I
coming
mean,
up.
yeah, if they didn't win that game, I think they would have been out. Like you could kind of count them as they would
Yeah,
have been last, and they
they
were
would have got
halfway
six
through.
again. They would have got six. Okay,
Yep,
no
yep.
questions asked.
So
It was just, but like I always see it with Man United. I think and it's happened several times this year where they get the result they need to like just upstart their season, and then it just falls off a cliff within the next 2-3
it's
games.
stacking of results, exactly like you
Yep,
said.
yeah. So they just need to build on it. And Onana, like he has his moments for the season, especially because that was they had not gotten any points in the Champions League. That was their first win. They needed to win, or else they would have been bottom of the table.
Halfway through, yeah.
Halfway through. So at least now they have a chance to advance. I don't think they will advance. You said they won't advance. I thought they would. They're clearly not
They
advancing because
have
they
to
have to
go into
beat they have
Galatasaray
yep
and win.
and win. And I don't think they're capable of that at the moment.
Is
So
that
it's
next
tough.
game?
It's not. No, they'll play at
They play
Copenhagen again.
Copenhagen away, and
Yeah,
then they play
Galatasaray.
going into Turkey is not easy, man. It's
Bro,
never easy
Turkey
to.
atmosphere is crazy, man.
It's nuts. And the last week of the thing is they're gonna play Copenhagen. So
Yeah, I think Harry Kane and Bayern were playing, and Harry Kane was shook. He was talking about that for like 5 minutes after the game,
yeah,
even though
their
they squeaked out on
atmosphere
a
is
win.
crazy.
Yeah, they have some of the best fans in the world, man.
All of those Turkish clubs. But we can we'll stay. We'll talk. Actually, let's talk about this game. Let's talk about
Okay.
PSG. Let's talk about PSG and AC Milan.
Yeah,
It was a great bounce back for really one man, Kylian Mbappe. They found a way to
absolutely.
win after and in really dominant fashion over a very very good Milan team. And
Hmm.
number
Are they?
Milan,
Hmm.
they're number one
I'm
in
not.
Serie A still, are they not? Or are they number?
I think they're number two, but
They were up there in Serie A.
yeah,
They're
they're
number
number
two.
two
They're
in
number
Syria.
two. Sorry, they're 1 point behind the
But
leaders Inter.
I wouldn't call them a great team. I wouldn't even call PSG a great team either. But it's just they're just in a group of good teams.
They
So it's
have
just
the best player in the world, though. I
they
hate
do,
him. I
and he played
absolutely hate him.
and he played
But
like it.
he is so good. I sent you that video midweek. It was
Yeah,
like the Mbappe
yeah. We
video
talked.
of his like a couple of his crazy goals. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, like, yes, he has a lot of weight on his shoulders this year to perform in big games. Obviously, match day 3 of the Champions League group stage, no one really cares. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to what's gonna happen when when the expectations are big and they need to win in the knockout stages, which is where they've collapsed. That's when we're really gonna scrutinize Mbappe. But
Mm-hmm.
for as much as a diva off the field he is a great player, man. Like that game, top to
The
bottom,
goal.
the goal, crazy. The textbook Mbappe cutting in on the right goes back to the near post. Keeper doesn't even know. Mike Maignan rooted to rooted in place, and then Colomwani's.
He's like the only one I've seen do that to like perfection, where like the keeper is expecting one way and then just the ball is going so fast to the opposite direction.
Exactly. You know how
It
hard
is unbelievable, man.
anyone who's played like knows how hard it is to cut inside and then
Yeah,
use your body and like as if you're gonna curl it far post and at the
and then
last
go.
second full twist and smash it to the near post without it either going 50 yards over the goal or just going at 2 miles an hour. Like I remember he
Yeah,
did it against Courtois twice, and the second time, like he was literally waiting for the one at the near post, and he still beat him for pace, and that's the best goalkeeper in the world. So I mean, he's a great player. Again, the question marks is the midfield for PSG. When the knockouts come, Zayn Emery, Ugarte, Vitinha, is that good enough to win the Champions League? I think their attack is good enough, and obviously, uh, it all runs through him. It's his team. He calls the shots. He built the roster. He has to play at his best every single game for them to have a chance. And in my opinion, they really do.
I wish Mbappe had a more of a like like a LeBron name, so we can call him like Le GM or something like that, or Le Owner.
Well, they
But it's
had just
just he
and then anything.
anything, yeah. But he's absolutely stunning. Like I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, everybody knows, but for a player like of his stature, especially coming off a result like Newcastle, where they were completely annihilated, they looked like they didn't belong on the pitch with those guys. And for a night like that, you can have that in Europe where you just completely outmatched. It's not your day. I thought he was outstanding. He lifted them up. They needed the result, and he's. I feel like we disagree on how he moves, especially off the pitch. But when it comes to big games, I think he's delivered on like all the time. He's delivered. The only two times I could think of is the Bayern Champions League final, and then the Euros game against Switzerland, where
Switzerland, yeah.
he missed the penalty. But everything else, he's always been. He's never been the reason why PSG have been knocked out. You can blame Messi, you can blame Neymar, you can blame Neymar a lot because he wasn't there for a lot of those. But Mbappe always showed up, and I think the bigger takeaway from this is just how terrible AC Milan have been in this Champions League campaign. But he did what he had to do. He took care of business. They won in dominant fashion in a game they needed because I believe I think they're leading the group now with 6 points, but everybody else has 4 points, so it's pretty close. So they needed that, and he delivered.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's, I mean, like you said, it runs through him, and he's had, I think, his best performances. We could agree that they've been on the international level.
Yep, absolutely.
And now it's time to show up for club. The excuses are gone. There is no more excuse of PSG didn't do this, they didn't do this, they don't have the coach I like. They have a world class coach. They have the team that you wanted with your friends and the people that you wanted. You are the star of the show. This is your team now, so he has to deliver.
Yeah. Speaking of AC Milan, they have 0 goals this Champions League campaign.
In 3 games is crazy,
In
bro.
3 games, 0 goals, and they have the third most shots in the Champions League. The third most shots, and they have 0 goals to show for it. Leao has been a no-show in all 3 games. So
That's the tax of that once number 9. I won't say his name.
Yeah. So it's looking it's not. You think they qualify AC Milan? They're
No.
third in the group right now to Dortmund.
No.
Dortmund's fourth.
They're lost. They're lost. No,
Oh,
Dortmund beat Newcastle.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they are
fourth.
last because they only
They're
have 3
lost.
points.
They only have 2 points.
2 points. Yeah, 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points. Dortmund has 4. Newcastle has 4. This is a great group. I can't lie. Top to bottom, as advertised.
No. Especially with the second legs coming around. Oof.
Oh, that's when
big
the
game
excitement
after big
starts.
game, bro.
That's why I hate next year. Is gonna be so. It's just gonna be so boring.
No, they gotta stop messing with like just how shit. Like even the World Cup, I don't like that. I don't like.
I
I
don't
just like
mind it
keep
because
things
it's
as
groups.
Yeah.
But like the Swiss format is nice, but bro, no one cares about a 36 league table. It's so boring.
Yeah.
And the next year's gonna be 10 group games.
Yeah.
These players are gonna die.
10 group games, bro, with international breaks and 3 club competitions.
And the Nations League and all this garbage, and next year is right after the Euros, so players are gonna be dead.
And then heading into World Cup qualifiers is just so much football, man. I hate it, bro. I hate it for these athletes.
I know.
If like, let's say like Real Madrid, who's playing in all these competitions, what we expect 50, 60 games for a player. Now it'll be closer
70.
to 75. Yeah, 70, 75 games a season is nasty work, bro.
I know. It's just...
I hate it, bro.
I agree 100%. And yeah, but we'll move on from that. We can, since we just brought them up, talk about Real Madrid. It was surprise, surprise, match winner Jude.
Yeah.
Rodrigo scored, which was good. It was good to see him finally coming into form, although he has been very, very lackluster this season. But I thought the performance was not bad. Obviously, Real Madrid can never win easy, so they had to. We really played on the on the back foot most of the game. The first 20, 25 minutes was a lot of Braga before the Rodrigo goal. Classic Real Madrid counter. Vinicius running, cuts it
Yep.
back post, and Rodrigo scores. The lineup was not bad. Camavinga played well. Rudiger has been fantastic this season.
Yeah.
Modric not bad. Federico Valverde always class, and obviously the star of the show is the one who's always been Jude Bellingham. 13 games now, I believe 11 goals, which for a
Yep.
midfielder
I
is
think
just outrageous.
no, it's I think he has 14 goals and assists this season.
3 assists,
Um
11 goals. Yep.
um you guys stay perfect as well. I think you, Barca, City, and Bayern are the only teams that haven't lost a game. Inter and Sociedad have drawn one, but they
Haven't
haven't
lost
lost either.
in
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah, it's Barca, City, Bayern, and Madrid, and then Sociedad and Inter. They haven't lost.
In
They've drawn a game. Yeah,
Yeah, three wins out
but
of three. Yep.
I think what I've been seeing, especially coming especially after like everybody went on a especially the early in the season, everyone was saying Jude is a tap in merchant. Like the goals he's been scoring the last month have been absolutely
The
world class,
placement
man.
on
It's
that
just
pass on the shot. Oh, he passed it into the corner.
just
Tony Cruz
perfection.
finish.
Yeah,
Yeah, great goal.
perfection, man. The bag is getting deeper. Jude just like everybody talks about a run, right? Like, oh, he's just hot. Now it's not anymore. It's you
13
just see
games
it.
of
It's just
this.
consistency. It's
Yep.
consistency, and he's getting better, which is spooky because I don't know how much more better you can get. But from week one of this season to where he is now, he's a completely different player. He's completely settled into his new position. He owns that. He's I I have nothing else to say, man. He's just an incredible player. For Real Madrid to hit on a prospect like this is out of control. He's doing what Haaland was doing last year, and nobody's
As a
like
mid. As in
exactly.
he's putting in, and he's fantastic every single game. And if the rumors are true, next year Real Madrid are gonna be pursuing. Obviously, we know who the first guy is gonna be. I'm not gonna need to
Yeah,
say
and
his name.
Alfonso,
And Alfonso. So imagine if they get those guys combining with Jude and Vinny. Oh,
you would have a complete squad since probably 2018 season for the first time. That would
that would
be
be
yeah.
disgusting to have a three-man midfield of Chouameni, Valverde, Bellingham, and Camavinga off the bench
Kamavinga,
with
who is arguably the best utility midfielder and left back, is just he
then
slots in perfectly,
you give
and he's 20 years old.
Alfonso Davies, and then Bellingham, Vinicius, and Mbappe. Oh,
Spooky, bro.
it's okay.
I don't even want to
I'm
think
not
about it.
making on. And next year they get Endrick. Don't forget about Endrick.
Yeah, you think Endrick walks into at least in the first team? He'll be on the first team.
You cannot bring at 72 million to Castilla, bro. He has to play. At least if it's 15. I think he'll get
Come on.
20 games. 25 games. He's the best, quote unquote, the best
Yeah,
Brazilian prospect since Ney. So he has to play. He's been cooking.
I just want to see Alda Guler, bro. I just
I
want to
am
see him.
excited to see him.
I know he's fully healthy now. He's just slowly being worked into the team, but I'm excited for that. And
Yeah,
it's a
no,
big
he's.
weekend coming up. We'll talk about it a little bit
I
later,
don't
but
think he'll play this upcoming weekend, but I can
yeah,
see in like maybe 2 weeks he makes his debut. He's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
player. He's a
He
very good
is
player.
unbelievable player.
Yeah, but
No,
let's
that
move.
like you
Go ahead.
have
Yeah,
such you have such a young team with the like forget you being young. The potential on these players is through the roof, man.
oh,
Nobody can say
so
they
many
have
hits.
yeah. You hit on like 70% of this and you're dominating football for it.
Vinny,
You've already hit
Rodrigo, Bellingham, Camavinga, Chouameni, Valverde, Ferran Garcia. Uh, who knows the right back that they're gonna probably bring into the fold next year, and
yeah.
Endrick, who's coming, and Arda Guler.
You just
bro.
listed a whole team right there of just worldies, bro.
Yeah,
Oof.
some clubs would kill to just have one or two.
The 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 thing that's if Neymar comes, not Neymar, sorry,
Uh,
if Mbappe comes, it'll be a little weird because I don't really see him as a striker, a
he's
full time
not.
at least.
He's
He's
gonna
not a striker.
complain on playing on the
So
left. We know how he moves. You know who I really want, honestly, but we know who they're gonna go for Mbappe. So there's no point
yeah,
in
no,
sitting here and
that's
bickering.
yeah, yeah.
But the one player I think that would complete this Real Madrid team is Julian Alvarez. Oh, he is so talented. That
No,
guy
he's
is unreal. And I had a friend ask me this question a week ago.
yeah.
And it really made me think because I had never realized it. After Haaland, I think he's the second best striker in the whole Prem. Think about it.
Oh, I think I will give you that. I agree with you,
Is there like a
especially because I don't really think he's playing as a striker now, but in terms of just like what he can do, yeah, I think he's they have the second and first and best strikers in the league. I agree
he
with you
can
there.
play as a striker. He can play as the number 10. He can play on the right. He can play on the
Mm-hmm.
left. He's great at passing, great at dribbling. His finishing has taken off to the next level. For 100 million, Alvarez would be a 10 out of 10 purchase. Obviously, we know it's not going to happen. They're going to go for Mbappe, and if Mbappe fails, they won't have a plan B. Very Real Madrid. We're not going to, and I don't think they're going to get him, to be honest, if I had to put my money on the Mbappe stuff right now, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think Alvarez is Man City's like just backup plan for Haaland. Like he won't go anywhere until they know exactly what Haaland's gonna do with his future, which is not
That is
bad
a
if you
great
have
backup plan.
yeah, exactly. But if I'm Madrid and Alvarez is gettable, I would get both Mbappe and Alvarez. Why not? Mbappe is
They,
most likely going to be for free, so why not? Because
yeah.
Mbappe is not going to play
But
striker.
they're
You
gonna
still
bring
need a
in Albert.
striker.
They're gonna bring like the plan is Mbappe, right back, and Davies. How much is that gonna cost? And have you seen this Musiala stuff?
I saw that, especially with City. You saw Musiala
I
with
saw
City.
Musiala is
Yeah,
big potentially to. I would. I don't know where the hell he's gonna play. But
don't be greedy. Shut
but
the fuck up.
it's pure greed. I have no idea where he'd play, because if he went to Madrid, then you'd have Bellingham, Musiala, like Modric and Kroos leave, Bellingham, Chouameni, Camavinga, Valverde, Musiala. What the hell do you do with those? Like, that is insane.
No, that's just I don't even want to
Utter
picture that.
greed. Utter greed.
It would be some like I Musiala is a number 10 for sure. So I don't know where he would fit into that. Um, especially with Jude playing that position now, especially and then it's a diamond. So I guess you have an extra midfielder on the
Maybe
pitch, but
a diamond
every
with Mbappe and Vinny up. Who knows, dude? I don't know.
but I think Musiala goes to if he goes anywhere, he goes to City. I think. I
That
don't
would
I
be
don't
disgusting.
being De Bruyne's replacement is if that's what you're being touted as,
They
that's
need to
an
pay that
excellent.
man.
I would.
Give him a blank check. He is way too good to let him go. Bayern, I don't buy
See,
this stuff. Maybe it's agent talk.
that's the thing with Bayern. They will never pay. They won't pay. You're not getting a
He's
max
too
contract from
good.
Bayern. Not at that age. He's too good, but he's
He's
freaking
what,
20 years old.
19?
Yeah, 19, 20. What are you gonna do?
1920.
You're not gonna give 19, 20 freaking Kane wages. You know, Bayern doesn't operate like that, man. They are and it has not let them down. They have a system in place, and they're not gonna break it
I
for.
saw Davies' price tag is 45 mil. I was like, bro, bring him
His
tomorrow.
contract is up in 2 years. He's up after this summer. He's on a 1 year deal, pretty much. So
Yeah,
he
he's
can
1 year
45
left.
million is not bad, especially because they got him for 16, 17
And
million.
he's 23 or 24 still. Or he's
Yeah,
22 even.
he's young. He's
He's
young. Yeah.
young, even though and
If
to find someone. Well, Mourinho was talking about it with Marcus Rashford. He's like, there's young and there's young. Like, he has 4 or 5 years of consistent game time. which is
Yeah.
not something you find in every 22-year-old. That's like why Jude Bellingham has been so special. 20 years old and he's already got a couple hundred games under his belt. It's not something that you can find very easily.
Yeah. And but the thing with Alfonso is just like he's such a like just a physical player, you know. He's had the hamstring injuries, all that stuff, all the muscle injuries. Long term, I all these games might not be good for him, but he's
Yeah,
as
Camavinga,
experienced as
Fran
anybody
Garcia.
into your team. You do? Yeah.
Yes,
No,
yeah.
I these player like young players, I think they're starting to smarten up, especially with how Holland has been handling himself when it comes to choosing the club. Like they have to look at do I have somebody that will play behind me that can rest me for 10, 15 games? Like it's too many games, man. Too many
No,
games. And these kids are starting at 16, 17. They've been playing since they were 6, 7. So and they're professionals by 17, 16, 17. Like Jude was a professional at 15. Like
you know
what do
how
you,
crazy that is.
that's insane, you know? So he's 20 right now. He probably has 400 games under his belt, you know?
Yeah, no, it's
So
nuts. Speaking of the academy and those type of players, we're only gonna talk about one club and their black magic. I don't even know what to call it anymore, but I'm sick of this.
have you
Barcelona,
heard of him before the goal?
bro. Every time I never hear of these people before the goal, bro. I remember there was the Clasico in Vegas this summer. The 3-0 when Barca beat Real 3-0,
Yeah,
and Fermin, who was it? Fermin Lopez who scored.
it was.
They
It
they
was
had they
Lopez. Yeah.
had they had Lopez who scored in the 90th minute. I was like, who is this? And why, like, and I know like the player as well for both those for Barcelona always, and they literally every weekend it's just some new guy. Last weekend it was Mark Guiu, and he comes in and a minute later he scores the winner, and then in the
Yeah.
Champions League now it's Fermin Lopez. So the one thing I will always credit to Barca, and I told you this about
Yeah.
Real Madrid many times, is they give chances to the academy. They throw shit at the wall, whatever sticks, whatever doesn't doesn't. They're not afraid to give people chances, and the thing about kids is that they'll play with energy. So,
They
uh,
will. He took two touches. One was a touch, and then he shot the second one, and it was a goal. But with a manager like Xavi, who's obviously like he's an academy product as well. I think that enhances. He is willing to take more risks than other managers would. Obviously, La Masia is a big part of what Barcelona are, and you saw 3-4 years ago when they swayed away from that and they started spending big money on what was his name, Coutinho, on
Dembele,
Dembele, and then
Griezmann,
Griezmann, all those players. You saw how quickly shit went left, and they
yeah,
just became nothing. So I like that they're back to this. I think they have 4 or 5 quality young players who are like not even 20 yet, who will be part of the team for the next decade. Obviously, Pedri and Gavi are staples of the team. Hopefully, Pedri's healthy. I know he's been out for most of this season.
yep.
But I think they've gone back to what works, and they have the best academy, I think, in the world, in terms of what they've produced in history and what they currently have on the pitch. Mark Gulo. That was my first time hearing him.
He comes in the game
I
and
know
he
they won.
scores.
Yeah, they won that game 1-0. I did see that result. I didn't watch the game, but I didn't look further into it until like we were just doing the rundown of what we were going to talk about. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? I never seen him.
And it was a crazy finish.
Yeah, it was incredible.
And
It was a beautiful
Fermin's
finish.
goal against Shakhtar was also a great finish.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're
No,
missing
they
Lewa
mhm.
Koundé,
Lewandowski.
Pedri's missing. They have a lot of absences for El Clasico.
Yeah, El Clasico. Oof.
Yeah, two tough games in a row for them. Next two are home versus Real Madrid and then away versus Sociedad, which is not an easy place to play.
No,
By the way,
Sociedad
I'm
looks really good.
so proud of Real Sociedad. They are. I love when teams break into a competition and cook top of their group right now.
They are. Yeah, and they haven't lost a game. I think they drew against Inter Milan, which is all you
Which
can do
is
to
fine.
secure your advancement to the knockout stages. So
Yep.
I need Sociedad in the round of 16. I need them.
Be careful what you wish for, bro. Kubo is cooking.
He is, man. He's special. You think
He's
I saw some I saw you think he would what do you think of him? Like what you think you rate him?
he's a
Is he
good
a world
player.
class player?
World class is crazy. Give him some
You
time, but
know?
he's good. He's always been talented. And where was he before the season? Kubo. He was Mallorca at Mallorca.
Yeah,
So
he's such a journeyman for like he's so young, but he's been like everywhere.
experience, man.
Um, yeah, experience, but I don't know. I just saw a question about him whether he would like do well in the Prem, but physically he's just so small, but
Real
he's
Madrid have a
incredible.
buyback on him. I think it's well, they have 50% of his rights, so I believe it's 30 mil if they want to get him back.
He would help you out a lot.
He's on the right,
He's on the right, exactly.
but I
Rodrigo
think
needs some competition.
he's getting if he gets number 7, we'll see. I absolutely refuse to jump on that train again this summer. I will not be fooled by his tricks. Until he's signed, sealed, delivered in
Uh,
Madrid, I don't even think I think he could sign and have his presentation to Bernabeu and I'd still wait. He needs to like step on the pitch just so that he's restricted from playing for a different team, and then I'll finally believe it. But I
I
refuse
remember
to be strung in.
a year and a half ago when like PSG announced that he was staying. I remember you and Abdi were like in disbelief for like 2 days. You know, like no
I
way
was
this
sick to my
happened.
stomach.
Yeah,
Every there were literally Madrid fans like it was New Year's, and instead of saying like Happy New Year's, they're like Mbappe is now like able to sign as a Real Madrid player. I was like, you guys are sick individuals.
no, bro, that was a fun time. That January was especially with the negotiations with I think it was the January before where you guys put up like 200 million on the table, 220 on the table,
That was
and
the
they didn't
August,
budge.
August, August.
No, I remember.
Oh, it
No,
was
it was January.
no, nothing happened in Real Madrid. It was
No, not
August,
this
like
year.
the
Like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, January. When
maybe,
he,
but
I, I won't believe he's a Real Madrid player until he's on the field
I
in the
don't think
first
he.
game of
I
the
don't. I
season.
don't.
I
I
won't
don't.
even
I
believe it in the
agree.
preseason.
He'll find a way to do some. No, I don't think. I don't think he's. I think he resigns.
Yeah, I
He
think he's
has
signing a
everything,
max
bro. You know
deal.
how hard it is to give up. You choose the coach. You want these players. You bring them in. You have infinite money. They're gonna give you whatever you want in your next contract. He is. He is. The thing about Mbappe's camp is there goes his name. Mbappe's camp is when they're not talking, you know something is brewing in the background. When the noise is loud, you know they're just BSing. But have you heard anything out of Mbappe's camp for two? No, there's just something
They've been
cooking.
quiet, yeah.
They've been quiet, which I think always is like when it's quiet, it's like that's when the stuff is really going on.
They might sign him to that Saudi deal. They might just give him $1 billion. They might. He's worth it too. So
Because
I don't know.
What happened? PSG were talking about how if he leaves, he's gonna financially ruin the club, and all of a sudden, you just zip. We haven't heard anything about it this season, which means something's cooking, whatever it is. And I think I know it's what it is. It's an extension, but
Yeah, I think it'll be another 2+1, maybe 1+1.
bro, just please sign a
So
5-year deal and just stop this garbage. But you know him. He's gonna sign 1+1s or 2+1s all the way for the next like. He's gonna rot in that league.
but for it to be all worth it, he just needs one Champions League. That's it.
Yes, that's very
That's it.
true.
One, he delivers one, and he would go down as probably over Zidane, over Thierry Henry in terms of just French football legends. He would be
Over
number one.
Henri.
All
No, over
I
Zidane
think
is
so.
crazy, man. Come on, bro.
He delivers a Champions League to Paris. Yes.
Zidane delivered a World Cup, a Euros, and a Ballon.
Yeah, Mbappe, if he wins a Champions League, a Ballon is loading. There's no question about that. But if he delivers a Champions League and he already has a World Cup and then the iconic World Cup performance where he can just be like, I did everything I could, you know? So yeah, I think he overtakes Zidane and Henry. He would go down
Zidane
as
is
number one.
crazy, man.
Bro, Zidane's clout is insane, but Mbappe would be the guy. Zidane didn't accomplish this in France. Henri didn't accomplish everything he did in France. Mbappe stayed and said no to Madrid.
But who cares?
That
But
is
Zidane is like a god in France, in Spain, in
he is.
Italy.
He
Everywhere
is,
he
but
goes, he was elite.
yeah, but he's not the guy that stayed. He was never in France.
That's a
At least
crazy
in the
take.
prime of his careers.
Zidane is. Do you agree? Zidane is the best midfielder ever.
Uh
Wait, are you of
I
that camp or no?
I am not of that camp. I don't
Who's
think
your
he
best
would
ever?
be. Um Mesut Ozil.
No,
I don't want
actually,
to answer
who's
that
your best
question.
ever?
If I would to pick, I would probably pick Xavi or Iniesta, one of them.
Xavi over Zidane.
Yeah, I would pick.
Oh,
I
that's
just think
criminal,
Zidane's.
man. You
I
can't
don't think
do that.
I, I think in terms of just they did it much longer. Zidane was obviously like good for long periods of time, but uh, they accomplished everything. Obviously, they don't have a Ballon d'Or to show for, but those Barca teams are just those are a part of football history to me. I
They
don't think
are.
Zidane was ever a part of like an elite team like that.
The
I think
Juve team with the with who with Edgar Davids
I'm not sure.
in
What year was that?
In
When was that?
99.
99? They win anything?
They won it. They won I don't know if they won anything that year. He was that team, and then the Real Madrid Champions League team he was in. Obviously, he was in the Galacticos who never won the
Yeah,
Champions
I
League.
think those teams in terms of just
But
public,
what about the
like
France
just
team that won in '98 and the Euros in 2000? That was a
mm,
special team, bro. Petit, Vieira, Zidane, Trezeguet,
I
Desailly.
like obviously like when I first started watching football was around like 2006, which is the World Cup. The Thierry Henry was my favorite player at the time, like my favorite player of all time. And I hold a lot against Zidane for that World Cup final, bro.
But he got them
So
there.
he got Henri contributed too. So
Come on, bro. That Brazil game, who was the reason they won?
when I was like 10 years old,
Who
I
scored
was
the
like
winner? Who Henri
Henri
scored the
scored,
winner,
Henri
but
scored,
who
you know?
Zidane had the winner in the semifinal against
He
Portugal.
did. He did. No, but I'm saying I just hold a lot against him for just
For
how
losing his
that
temper.
ended. Exactly. Because I was like I was an Henri fanboy
Did
and
Henri
he cost me a World Cup.
did
He scored
Henri
against
take a
Brazil. Henri scored against
Yeah, I
Brazil.
know from the
So
Zidane assist, but did Henri take a pen in the final, or did I think they subbed him out? I don't know, I forgot, but I want to say
uh,
he I don't I want to say he didn't
all I
even
know
take
is if
one.
Zidane was on the pitch, they would have won that game. And he man, I don't even want to
You
talk
think
about
you
that because
like you're
that was
you're
when
a
I
hundred
opened.
percent sure they would have won?
I think so. It went to penalties. I think he would have scored his penalty.
That's
It was 4-5 in penalties. They lost by one.
Yeah, they lost on pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hold a lot
Speaking,
against Zidane, but I just think Zidane was a great player. Obviously, aesthetically one of the like just the most pleasing to watch players of
oh
all
yeah,
time.
first touch, everything.
But I think like Xavi and Iniesta were just a part of such
I can
dominant teams.
see Iniesta, but Xavi I can't see because I think from those two I'd much rather have Iniesta.
Yeah,
I think
that's fair.
Modric is
But
in that
I would have
conversation
both of
too,
them
but
over
not
him,
on.
huh?
Modric is also in that conversation.
Yeah, Modric is up there.
Yeah.
Modric is up there. He especially his late career, man. He's accomplished
Oh yeah, dude. He was
31
the
plus.
trophy
He's
list at
just
28.
yeah, just incredible. But I just think Zidane was just he played for a lot of teams, didn't win a lot of trophies, just you know. But he's a great player. Like he's a legend. He is if you like just looked up like just who Zidane was and like people's perception of him, you would think he's the greatest football player of all
His
time.
aura is crazy.
His aura is
The
out of
way
control.
Cristiano the way Cristiano is for this generation is the way
Yeah,
Zidane was for the one before.
absolutely.
Like
But I I don't fall for the aura of bald headed players. You know, I need a I need a full head of hair, man.
Nah,
Um,
he's as the coach too. His aura. There's something about Zidane. Like he
that's
just
the
like
other thing that
embodies.
would
Like he oozes it.
that yeah, like when you are just respected by the elites, it shifts you to a whole nother level. You know,
You could tell
so
when he went to Real Madrid, like his first stint, when when he finally got the coaching job, and
yeah.
like the best players in the world were literally like, wow, like Zidane is the coach. Like think about
that
how
that
crazy
that
that is.
that video of him entering the locker room for the first
Mm-hmm.
time is it goes viral every 3 weeks, and
Yep.
it's just he's oozing. You know, it's like he got the like the super saiyan lights around him. It's just like he's shaking everybody's hand.
Yep.
Just
Crazy aura.
incredible, and he's a great human
Incredible.
being. You
He
know,
is.
yeah.
He
So
is. Yeah.
Zidane's incredible, man. I rate him highly, but I think I think he's a little bit like, I wouldn't say overrated, but I think he just gets a little like a few notches above his where he should be just because of his aura. You
Well,
know.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
But
man.
we'll talk about. Let's before we jump into 3-5-2. There's one thing I want to talk about, and
Yeah,
the ceremony is Monday, right?
yeah. I was waiting for this. I was like, what are we gonna
Oh,
do it? Are we
okay.
gonna do it?
Fabrizio talked about it, so let's.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
yeah,
Messi's gonna get number 8.
yes.
I'll leave the floor to you because I have my comment, and I swear to you, I'm not hating. But I think this one, this is an interesting. I don't know. I think from all of the ones Messi has won, I think this is the one where like I think you could think it's like the most questionable.
I 100% agree with you. I
You
would not.
agree? Okay,
I
good.
agree with you. I agree with you. I think obviously he's won it now, so like I can say whatever I want. I
First of
think
all, does he
Holland,
deserve it?
he does not deserve it.
Are you serious? Are you just saying that because it's the podcast?
No, 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 no. I'm serious. I think what Holland put together this year is number one in terms of just from season start to end. I think Holland was the best player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think Holland is the best player in the world, but just numbers wise, what he won, everything. I thought he was number one in the world. But I think this is the greatest. What is it called? Just finishing like just a nice little going away present to Messi. I think
It
just
was
in terms of
2022, bro. He didn't even deserve that one either. Or
no, and
2021
I get that. I get that. But 2021, I think he deserved it because he was so
over
incredible.
Loa.
I think Loa got screwed the year before. I don't think I don't like Loa should have won it in 2020.
Bro, they created
But
that
2020,
garbage.
21. But that's not Messi's fault if they just completely just put the award to the side when
They gave him
Lewandowski
some
deserved
garbage,
it.
like wooden circle, like trash, and then they gave it to Loa, and then they axed the award the next year. They like it never came back.
No, yes, that is true. I just think obviously I don't think he deserves it. I think if this was the Ballon d'Or winner to me, I think would be
Holland.
Holland. But I think for Messi, in terms of what he's accomplished in his career, I think especially just ending everything with a World Cup, I think he deserves it. And I thought he was absolutely special. I don't care what anybody says about
The World Cup, he
penalties
was
and all that stuff.
fantastic,
He
top to
was
bottom.
absolutely the best, and
I
and
agree.
I don't think he deserves it, but I think it's just number 8 is a nice touch. It's a nice way to go out on top. He does not play for in Europe anymore, and he will not be in contention for this award ever again.
You don't.
So
You
it's
never know with Messi, bro. The way like, you never know.
I don't know, man. Inter Miami is ass. You know, if he takes them to a league title, or do they even have a league title? What do they
He'll
have?
take him
Like
to the
a
MLS Cup and win a Copa
MLS Cup?
America, and they'll say
He
he's gonna
might
win.
finish top 10. Even Ronaldo, like Ronaldo has, you said,
Ronaldo's
45 goals
cooking this year.
cooking, and he's not even a thought in this. But it's a European trophy
But are we
award
surprised?
with. Come on, he's in Saudi. Let's
Come on, bro.
relax. Come
Not
on.
like that. That's like the thing. Here's the thing. Like Holland, I swear to you, I'm not hating because for me,
Yeah,
Cristiano and Messi are the top 2 players of all time. Anyone who says anything otherwise, for me, just has no idea what they're talking about. Please get Johan Cruyff out of your Mount Rushmore. The amount of disrespect I see on Twitter that's like Maradona, Pele, Messi, and Cruyff are the top four ever, bro, please stop. Like, you get that garbage out. The best two, if you have Messi and Ronaldo anywhere but 1, 2, regardless of order, I think
Yeah.
that's an insane take. Um, I don't know if you
I
agree.
I think I think Ronaldo, like the way he went out is just it set him back a lot, like a lot, like just
But
in terms of just
860 goals.
bro, come on,
And he was a
like
winger as like the majority of his career.
no, I will not say Ronaldo is not top two of all time. I agree with you. Obviously, if I'm trolling, I'll have him at like 5, you know. But I think he's number 2 in terms of what he's accomplished, Ballon d'Ors, goals, trophies. He's complete.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just his last few stints with Juve and especially Man United, I think that hurt him a little bit in terms of
Screw
just
United, man.
the media, yeah. Scrutiny, especially when he was publicly made to look bad, and it was like, oh, we're better off without Ronaldo. I think Messi saw it coming and just said, I don't want this and I'm out, you know?
Yeah.
And especially when he won a World Cup, I thought Messi did the right thing. I'm like, I hate when players. Bill Belichick always says it's better to let go of a player a year too early than it is a year too late. And I think that's where Ronaldo messed up. He was a year too late. He should have left. He should have just went to Man City, got his goals,
That
won a
padded
title.
and just screwed off.
Exactly. And he didn't do that. And Messi went to Paris. He screwed off. He had a bad season. Nobody talks about it. The only people that talk about it are haters. And in the long view of things, that season is forgotten. But overall, I thought Messi, like, he had a really good season. He had 50 goals and assists.
He had a good tournament. I don't think he had a good season.
He had a good tournament, and he had good numbers in.
But Messi always puts up good assists. That's Messi.
No, he does.
He's in his sleep. He's gonna give you 40 goals, assists because he's Messi. But the thing is, like, here's where the logic falls apart for his Ballon d'Or this year.
Yeah.
Where do you have Mbappe on your Ballon d'Or rankings?
But he would probably be like top 5.
Okay, so say he's 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, Mbappe compared to Messi's World Cup, were they really that big of a difference? Mbappe was 9 goals in 7 games, bro, and had a hat trick in the final.
I don't think they were that different, but the only difference is one of them has the trophy. That's
100% agree. But Mbappe was better for PSG at the club level, and he was almost as good in the World Cup, and he's 4 spots below Messi. So for me, that it doesn't make any sense.
You know how much a World Cup, like the weight of a World Cup, like
but
that
it's
is
never had the weight before. Why didn't Xavi, Iniesta?
Oh, come on, Modric won a freaking Ballon d'Or off a World Cup.
Off a World Cup final. That's fair.
No, like it's and the international they come every World Cup 4 years, and then the Euros and Copa America is a little bit different. I've seen Copa America being played 3 years in a row.
Bro, there's the weirdest thing. It was like every 4 years. It was like I remember, like, I always troll because you know how Twitter is always they're conspiracy theorists. So the Copa America is like 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2009. I was like, bro, what the? And then after he wins in 2021, it's like 2025, 2029. I was like, you guys are the biggest assholes.
that year, that Modric won, do you think Ronaldo deserved it more?
No, I actually think Modric deserved that one.
But who was okay? Madrid won 3 in a row, right?
But that year, Modric not only made. Oh, by the way, he made a World Cup final with Croatia.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not act like
Croatia. I get it.
Like, let's not act like Messi did not have a great team. He did have a good team. The Argentina team won 36 games in a row.
But is that Argentina team great?
They are a great team.
They are great
This is the thing with Messi. On. Like, here's the problem with, like, Messi. Okay, this is like the establishment. Okay, like, let's not, like, Messi is the spine of Argentina, and he is their best player, and he is like the thing that keeps the engine running. But it's a great team. There is nothing more stupid to me, and let's not even talk about this team that won the World Cup. Let's talk about his other team that he made the final with in 2014. Yeah. That, for me, was the best defensive team maybe we internationally, maybe we have seen this century. That team was unreal. They conceded 1 goal in the entire knockouts, and they played 3 extra times: Switzerland, Germany, and Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
And now people just post screenshots of like, look at what Messi took to the final. And in 4 years, they're gonna do the same thing with this team. That
Yeah.
Argentina team was great. Like Messi is their best player. I would agree, but they had a great coach. Scaloni was fantastic the whole World Cup. He adjusted really well. They had their wake up game in the first. Ever since then, DePaul was great in the World Cup. Their defense was fantastic. They had Alvarez was cooking the whole tournament. Di Maria had great moments. They had a good team.
I agree with you. They are a good team. Like they are more of like just like they were like in terms of talent. I don't think they're up there with the world. The like I don't think they're
But
up there
that
with the
doesn't matter in
2018
international
France team.
football. That doesn't matter in
No,
international football.
it does.
How many
It does
great
not matter.
teams, talent wise, do we see internationally like that just flop? Like you can argue that Spain is the only team like of superstars that actually succeeded, and that's because all of them played together at the club level.
No, I think it matters because like okay, they beat France. France walked to the final.
This year,
The
like
2020
yeah,
in the
this
World
year,
Cup
this
in the World
year.
Cup. Yeah, this year, yeah.
France beat by
I
Morocco, and
they
then who'd they beat in the quarterfinals? Why am I drawing a blank?
England. I
England.
think they
They
beat
they the
England. Yeah.
England. That wasn't a cakewalk.
I don't think I don't think they played like even Argentina. I think I me and you we talked about this. I maybe I did it like just to not jinx them. Probably more so, but I didn't think they could beat Brazil. They lucked out and didn't play
I don't
Brazil.
think they could have beaten Brazil either, but that's what it is.
But
They
see, but that's this. You just get breaks like that. If you like, it happens. But I don't think they should have beat this France team either.
no, I think they thoroughly outplayed them.
They they thoroughly outplayed them because Dembele shit the bed and Giroud shit the
And
bed.
Mbappe was cooking. So like
I just think they were like a group of players that would die for Messi more than the world class
I think they
players.
were
I
a
just
great
thought they
team,
were just
man. You don't need, but that's not what a great team means. Like I think you think great team means if I look at them on paper, but they're a great team. They play well together. They were great. They were great defensively, even though they conceded 3 in the final. They were a great team.
I think this argument only only gets made to put down Messi. I don't
No, it's not.
Argentina's
That's
team.
not what it is at all. Like I disagree 100%. It's like if having a like Messi has had questionable moments in international tournaments all the time. But he was fantastic this World Cup. He was the reason they won the World Cup. But just because Messi is good does not mean that the team around him is not great too. Like you to win a World Cup, everything needs to fall in the right place. You need to play well. You cannot have lapses. Your defense has to be compact. You need to be able to adjust quickly. You need to have that superstar, which they had. You cannot just win. They would not win the World Cup if they weren't a great team and Messi was just playing great.
No, they would not, and that has happened several times before.
It has.
But
It has.
but this Argentina team blew a 2-0 lead to Netherlands. They blew a 2-0 lead to freaking France in a World Cup final. So like in like when we look back and say like we look at Germany, Spain, France, other I think they're bottom of the table. They're bottom tier team compared to those heavyweights. I
Oh,
genuinely
I don't
think
know,
so.
man.
But they won. So like they get elevated. But in terms of just like over a tournament, over a 7-game period, like what Messi did in that World Cup, like
It was
was
special. It was a
unbelievable.
great World
Unbelievable.
Cup. No one
And I
is
think that's the only
discrediting
reason
that.
why he won the Ballon d'Or. And that's
It is the only reason
why.
why he won the Ballon d'Or. But for me, like Haaland, 55 goals, broke every Premier League record in his first season at 22, won the treble. This is the thing. Like it's like the issue with the Ballon d'Or for me is that it's become very inconsistent. Where one year
Mhm.
we're using a certain set of metrics to determine who's winning, and another year we're using a different set of metrics. So like, if the World Cup held such an importance, why wasn't Schneider considered the favorite for 2010? Messi had 0 goals in that World Cup and 1 assist. Argentina got spanked 4-0 by Germany in the quarterfinal. Schneider
Mhm.
had 5 goals in the World Cup, won the treble with Inter, beat Messi on the way to the treble. Xavi and Iniesta were in the Spain team. Obviously, that they had the same. They were with Barca at the club level, and obviously Spain won the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But that year, it was Messi was head and shoulders above the rest for the favorites. In 2014, Messi won it, which was fair, and he won the World Cup Golden Ball. He was the best. He deserves that one. I think he deserves it. But the problem with it's like I feel like we're using like a different set of metrics. 2018, Luka Modric won the Ballon d'Or. I will say that one was deserved. He played great for the club level. He won everything there is to win with Real Madrid. He was great in the World Cup. He took Croatia, which is crazy, to a World Cup final. Maybe we won't see that again for 50 years. A country of that size going to a final.
Yeah.
Uh, and he won the Ballon d'Or. The next year, Virgil van Dijk, one of the best individual seasons for a defender of all time,
Yeah.
wins the Champions League with Liverpool, wins the UEFA Player of the Year, wins every individual trophy, the Premier League Player of the Year, doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. There's something. It's just like, which one is it? You're gonna talk about its team accomplishments in combination with player accomplishments, or is it just team accomplishments? Is it just player accomplishments? Like it's like every single year we're using a different set of metrics to analyze who wins the Ballon d'Or. So the Ballon d'Or for me has just become like, I feel like it's just like a narrative award. It has nothing to do with stats anymore. It's just like who is stealing all the headlines, and obviously
But
the world.
I feel like that's. I think Van Dijk. I won't say he deserved it, but it was a close one. Like
That was the
Messi
closest
barely
ball
won
ever.
one.
Yeah.
But I think this Haaland one. Obviously, I think Messi is on his last legs of his career, and then Haaland's just beginning. Like I can see voters saying, which they shouldn't be. They should be objective and they should be voting for the best season. But I can just see them saying, "Oh, Haaland will do this again next year. Messi will not have that opportunity." And that's pretty much I think how Messi won it. And I don't think he deserves it, but I think in terms of just what he's done over his career, I think it's a nice way to go out. He didn't deserve it,
It is a
but
nice way to go out, but I think like the last couple of years have been very questionable. Like some of them.
I think this is what Ronaldo likes to say, a checkmate by Messi right here.
Come on, man. I like seriously, like obviously this is something we're gonna forget, but like from the
Yeah,
Ballon d'Ors that Messi has, how
yeah,
many of them do I seriously think like if I'm using the same metrics, and I'm really trying to be objective here because like I said, I think Modric deserved 2018. Like I don't give that one to Cristiano. People say Cristiano should have won it. A lot of people say that. I disagree. I think 2022, this one, I think was Haaland's. I think 2021, you can argue between Lewandowski and him, but probably you can give him the edge for that one. I don't mind.
yeah.
But 2019 was Van Dijk. So I don't know. For me, he should have 5 or 6. Not.
I think that's fair. I think Lewandowski got screwed out of one, and I think Van Dijk could have gone either way. So that if those are your two, that's fine. Like I will give you that gladly. But
2010, 2010, that one
2010, that was the Schneider year, you said?
you could. He wasn't even in the top 3. That's crazy
Yeah,
to
that
me.
was that the year Xavi and Iniesta and Messi were top three?
Yep, but Schneider won the treble and took
Treble and
Netherlands to the final, and yeah, only Italian treble ever, and he was Inter's best player and Netherlands' best player.
Yeah, I think that year is probably a little bit harder to explain than the Van Dijk year, because like Xavi and Iniesta won the World Cup and Schneider won a treble and Messi won the Ballon d'Or. I think that's a little
Because
bit
that
more
year they won off of
unforgiving.
individual statistics, which is fine if the Ballon d'Or is an individual statistics award in a little bit of combination with what you do in your team, then stay consistent. The best individual, I think we can agree, the best stats wise this year was Holland. I don't think that's really
Absolutely.
up 100%. Treble, 26 individual records, most goals in the Premier League season ever at 22, and what 35 league goals, 54 goals in 56 games in one
Yeah,
season. Crazy.
yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is, bro. I'm like I said, it's he's one of the two best
I think
players of all
Haaland
time.
deserved it.
So
Haaland did the unthinkable. he won a treble. He won every other trophy that was available to him in terms of individual. But sometimes, sometimes you're just a young guy, and you're the product of your team and not and Messi carried somebody to, but I think Haaland deserved it. You're right. Haaland should be a one-time Ballon d'Or winner, but is not the
That's
case
not the
today.
way it works, man.
No.
Exactly. But we'll end with the segment we call 352. We put 5 minutes on the clock. Three predictions each. Two people.
Yeah.
You will feel free to start us off with the first one, man.
El Clasico this weekend.
Yes.
Barca Madrid. I think it's Saturday, I believe.
Saturday at the not the Camp Nou, the makeshift stadium they're playing in. No, the makeshift stadium. Barca are not playing in the Camp Nou this season. They're playing in some random stadium.
But Barca's home.
Yeah, Barca's home. Barca's home.
I think it'll be a classic.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
I think this is the new generation of what Barca and Madrid El Clasico will be moving forward. I think we've had a few years of just it was nothing. It was just like nobody was watching that game. It was just another league game. But with the Jude hype, and Barca has obviously injuries and stuff like that, but I think they still have a really good team. Barca's home, but I think Madrid wins. I think don't even want to say coming out party, but I think like a billion people watch El Clasico, and Jude is about to show out. And
yes,
I think it's 3-1 to Madrid and a Jude double.
Ooh,
because I don't think the way that Barca defense is set up, they have no answer for Jude.
You went more ballsy than me. I think it's a 2-1, and I said Jude scores. So okay. I also had Bellingham goal and a win.
Yeah, I think Jude's about to ball out. He's unbelievable.
This is his spot. The lights.
I will say in the preseason, Pedri did cook, but he will not be there this weekend. So yeah, they need Pedri.
The like I said, this is the Jude special. The lights are bright. So
yeah, El Clasico. I genuinely, this is the first time I'm looking forward to El Clasico in like 3 years. I swear. I will watch this one.
9 a.m.
I need Jude to ball out, huh?
9 a.m. Be up early.
I will be there no matter what.
All right, second one.
And then there's a lot of big games this weekend.
Yes, we have the same two games we're talking about. United City.
Man City. I want you to take the floor on this one.
Oh, you know what I'm going to predict.
Oh my God.
I think City win. Surprise. I like 3-1. 3-1 City, and I think we get a Haaland derby goal and an Alvarez goal. I think they both score.
I think Haaland will score for the rest of his life against Man United. He has a personal vendetta against them.
United.
But I think Man United win.
You're lying.
I'm dead serious.
You think Man
United win. Man United.
That is a crazy take. I cannot wait to see this.
There's one thing I like about Man United. I hate them as a club, but for big games, they're there. They will.
Under Ten Hag.
Not under Ten Hag, but
they lost 7-0 last year to Liverpool.
Yeah, but they beat them the second leg. They won the second leg,
and they lost 6-3 to City.
No, they beat City that year. They beat them one time.
Yeah, but that was during Rashford's purple patch. Where's the purple patch?
But come on, you can't just. I'm telling you, every year they're good for a City win.
They did beat Arsenal, City, and Liverpool all home last year. That is, to be fair, I will give you that.
Yeah, no, for big games they show out. And I think this is I think they take it. I don't think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it will be. I think Haaland scores. I think Alvarez scores, but I think it'll be 3-2.
That's
to Man United.
Who scores for United?
United. I think Rashford purple patch season has begun.
Oh,
I think he starts finally.
God, man.
It's rolling. It's November. It's about to be November.
He's just gonna flip a switch.
He has to, bro. He must. But I think Rashford 2 goals. And then a Maguire bullet header in the 90th minute to win the game.
Oh my god, man! That's the first thing we're talking about next week.
No, we're talking about El Clasico next weekend because
Oh,
that's gonna be a
fair
freaking
enough, fair enough.
But yeah, so I think 3-2. Rashford 2 goals, and I want to say Rasmus Højlund. And this is the first Viking off. This is the first
Hoyland Holland, that's
Scandinavians.
true.
Yeah, the Scandinavians are going at it.
Yes.
So
All right, your third one.
my third one is Roma versus Inter. I hope we don't have
Ooh.
all three of the same.
No, we don't.
Roma's actually on a decent run. They have won 3 of their last 5 games. I know they drew their last one and then lost the one before, but they started off the season pretty terribly. But and I think they win. Lukaku revenge season. I think they win 2-1 against.
Oh no.
Huh?
Oh no, Italy away game with the fans hating him is gonna be disgusting. TV off, volume off. Astaghfirullah.
I think and especially after he cost them a freaking Champions League final.
I hope he does not score, bro. Please.
He will score. He will get his. Lukaku will get his no matter what. I just hope Inter fans are terrible too. So
oh yeah, dude. Italy fans,
like,
Italy. Asterisk and put Italy. But we barely talk about them. By the way, Ange Ball is cooking, but
Ange Ball is cooking, bro.
But this is the other guy who's cooking. Emery Ball is cooking this year.
I saw they just dismantled somebody in the freaking 4-1 in the third Europe competition.
Yeah,
is it Europa League? Actually, they're in the Europa League. Today's Thursday.
League.
Yeah,
Conference League.
Oh, they're in the Conference League. Okay.
Yeah, I think the most slept on striker this season, Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins.
Give me Ollie Watkins 2 goals. Aston Villa win and they keep a clean sheet. They're home against Luton, so I need a stat pad session.
Yeah, he has 2 hat tricks this year.
He has 14 goals in 15 games.
Why couldn't Emery do that for Lacazette, bro?
Because they didn't give him money.
I don't know. I don't trust Emery.
They gave him El Neni and Kolasinac. Aston Villa have given him so many good people too. To be fair to him, they gave him everyone he wanted. They gave him Digne for 50 million. They gave him Yuri Tielemans, Zaniolo, Moussa Diaby. Pau Torres.
Who's the defender? He got the defender too.
Pau Torres.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing well. But
and Longley. I didn't even realize they had Longley until today.
No. Emery's cooking up something. He. Especially because he's a freaking Europa League merchant, So
he's a cup merchant.
He is.
But
I think they can easily win the what's the
Conference League? Conference League.
Yeah, Conference League.
Man, the Conference League, I will give UEFA credit. The one thing I like about it is it gives these teams that would never be in the running for these type of competitions the chance to go deep into a competition like West Ham and Roma.
Yeah, West Ham
European
last year
competitions is just such a breath of fresh air, and it really shows you all those Prem fans who are like top 4 is better than Europa League, bro. There's nothing like winning a trophy, bro. There's nothing like it. Bro. It does not matter what competition it is. There is nothing like winning a trophy.
I swear, I remember I was listening to like podcasts and stuff like that for like season previews and stuff. And there was a West Ham fan talking to like an Arsenal fan, and they were talking about who had a better season. And you know what? And the first question he asked was, "Did you win a European trophy?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
But
the audacity.
He's
right. He's right.
There's nothing like winning a trophy.
That's not a question you should be asking. But he's right. You can't argue with a European trophy.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Even though it's the third best European
competition. It's nice. We'll see who goes far this year. So there's a couple of good teams in that competition. Villa's one of them, but
yeah. I think Villa wins it. I think Villa has that in the bag. They are a machine.
They are very, very good. They have Zaniolo coming off their bench, bro. This is what the Prem has become in 2023. One of the best prospects a couple of years ago in the world is coming off the bench for Aston Villa.
I like that. I like that Emery has that like that Spain relationship, you know? I think he can always just go get whoever he wants
From
from
Spanish teams.
especially if
He
he's
can. He brought
because he could
Gerard, by the way, could barely scrape above relegation with this team, and then they come
yeah,
to Emery
yeah,
and he's
Gerard, man. What
cooking.
a whiff. What a whiff. He almost sent them down.
He almost
They
sent
had
them
to throw the
down.
bag at Emery, bro. I
I
know he was
do.
like, damn.
I don't
Prem
blame them. He's
he didn't
cooking.
after Arsenal, I don't think he would have got I don't think he would have got a bag like that again, but
I
they
mean,
probably
he's
threw the
earned it.
freaking
He's probably
he's
after Villa. He's going to a big club again.
I don't think so. I think he's found his place.
He'll
What
be
big
there for
club
a
would take
while.
him?
Who knows?
I,
You never know.
Chelsea,
Nah,
maybe.
give Chelsea time, bro. They're cooking. They did well this week. I told you, bro. Once the results come rolling in, they're gonna finally start playing well.
Two bullshit goals and a what's that? What's what's that Lampard meme where he's uh like just a bad goal here, a corner there,
Oh, there's a one game they lost 4-0. And Lampard has the audacity in the press conference to go, this was a bad goal, this was a bad goal, this was a bad goal, this was a corner. I was like, bro, you lost 4-0. You cannot have excuses. Just go back to the drawing board, say we sucked, and just move on.
I miss Lampard so much, bro. I miss Lampard so
Bro,
much.
I actually don't even know the next job he will get after last year, bro. Like 11 games and he didn't win any. Did he win a single game for Chelsea?
He did not.
They didn't win one game with him in charge?
No.
La
No,
hawla.
they won one. Remember, Enzo has one win from last year. Um, but
Oh,
yeah,
no. Was Graham Potter was still there when they beat
yes,
Dortmund?
yeah.
It wasn't
Lampard didn't
him.
win
It wasn't
anything.
Lampard. He
You're
didn't win
right,
one
Graham.
game. He lost all 10. That
I remember
is
last year I tweeted after I was like if like after this Chelsea stint, I think Lampard needs to just walk away
he
from
needs to
football because
go
it's
back to
just
being like an assistant coach, bro.
he
Go
needs to go
coach like
back to
the
Derby because he was actually good then at
he needs
Derby.
to
He was
pull a
elite.
Thierry Henry and just like coach the. What do you mean? He took Derby from sixth to sixth. They were
No,
sixth when they
he
got
almost
him.
promoted them. He
But
almost
they were
promoted
sixth
them.
place when they got him, and then he comes in, he brings Mason Mount and like four kids from the Chelsea academy, and he still finishes sixth.
That's true. No, Lampard was never a good coach,
He
man.
was
He's
good the
just
first season with Chelsea when he got fourth, but he needs to.
he did overachieve that year because they were shit the year before.
This generation of
Um,
players is not it. Him and the funniest is Henri. Henri's hilarious.
no, Henri being they were people were talking about it where he was Monaco players were like he's telling us to do things we cannot do, and then he goes out there and does it, you know. So the elite players. That's why you see all these like just decent midfielders being like Pep was a great player,
Somehow
but he wasn't
Zidane was
like
the exception.
Zidane's the exception to the rule, yeah. But
Hmm.
Zidane's more like
To be
I don't
fair,
know. I feel
Xabi
like
Alonso is cooking as well.
yeah, yeah, bro. They are top. They haven't lost. They're like I think
15
7-1.
games, 14
Yeah,
wins, one draw.
unbelievable,
And
man.
I think 40 goals or something in those 15 games.
He's cooking. He's cooking.
That
He's
Nigerian striker they have, Boniface,
but
is
yeah, bro.
crazy,
I
bro.
watched him against Bayern. Oh my god, he
Him and
was
Osimhen
what a
are gonna
beast.
absolutely tear up AFCON this in a month.
They have one more striker. The other one, he's on a
In
freaking scoring spree
Bundesliga,
too. I think he's in Bundesliga. Yeah,
Guirassi is his name.
yeah,
He
bro. They
has
have
13 goals in 7 games. You know how fake that is.
absolutely ridiculous.
What's
It
the
makes no
joke?
sense.
I've never seen a Bundesliga clip where the defenders aren't
Oh
running
yeah,
towards their
they're
goal.
all they're all.
They're always running towards their goal. They're never in place. That's funny.
I feel like Timo Werner started that because he was always on a breakaway, bro. Oh
I
my
remember when I
god.
watched Haaland's like debut versus I forgot who it was, but he had the hat trick coming off the bench.
Yeah.
And I remember they were up, they were down 3-1 and they got a 2-0 and I was like, what is this league? Like what is going on here?
When did you become a Holland believer?
Hmm.
For me, it was when with that goal he scored against PSG, bro, outside the box.
That Yeah, that
that
one
was
when it
gone
ripped the
after.
net, I was like, oh,
Yeah, that was
this guy is something different. Now, for me, I think I'm trying to think.
late to the train, bro. I
Even
was
PSG, I think either PSG or like he had the hat trick in like his first UCL game for Salzburg. I was like, oh,
yeah.
this guy is not like normal.
He had Liverpool in hell, bro.
Oh,
They
that front four was special. So Botzlai,
yeah.
Holland, Minamino, and I'm forgetting the last guy. Oh man! But Liverpool went and picked the one from the four who didn't. Well, they got Botzlai now, I guess, so it works. But it worked. But oh,
Yeah,
and
they got
was it
yeah.
Huang? Maybe it
I
was
think so.
Huang.
I think that's yeah, the Wolverhampton player.
I think it was 4-3 Liverpool. Liverpool Salzburg. It was Daka.
Oh,
No, it was Huang. It was Huang. It was
it
Huang.
was funny, yeah.
Yeah, excuse me.
No, man. I feel like Holland has had like a freaking. I just admire just the way he's moving, bro. He's just so calculated in
He's
terms of what team he's
so
going to.
good.
Just a great player on and off the pitch, man.
Yeah,
Did you
no,
see that
100.
commercial with him and LeBron with their families?
With the beats,
Yeah, with the Beats commercial.
I did see that. Yeah,
Beautiful commercial, man.
he's a great player. But
Well,
another week, bro. This is another week in the books, and next week we'll be back. We got a lot of good games to talk about.
yeah, man. El Clasico. Good luck. We
El
got
Clasico and
Sheffield this weekend, so it's gonna be an easy game. So I'll
don't
be
you never know.
seated for the El Clasico.
Inshallah. But take care of yourself, guys,
Inshallah.
as always, and pleasure to be back.
Yes, sir.
Yalla,
Peace.
take care.